Hi! Welcome to part 1 of my review featuring the Twas Advent-ure calendar. This is a supplement for Twas, the role-playing game before Christmas. If you haven't seen my other reviews featuring Twas, because I think I have reviewed the entire line so far, of the core rulebook, the expansions and everything else, please check out the playlist in the description below. Twas is a horror fantasy role-playing game where you play as a toy that has been given life by the magic of Santa Claus. Krampus, Santa Claus's demon, has escaped from his shackles and he has captured Santa Claus. So as a sentient toy, it is your duty to rescue not only Saint Nicholas, but also rescue the holidays. This expansion brings many things to your gaming table, but first let's talk about the quality of the document, of the PDF specifically. My criticism is that it doesn't have bookmarks. It's only 52 pages long, so it's not going to be that much of a big deal, but bookmarks would definitely make the navigation much better. Now everything else is great. The illustrations are quite in theme, they look colorful, scary, funny and at the same time creepy. Everything is well written, explained and organized, although I did manage to spot a couple of typos. The graphic design and layout is simple but colorful at the same time, so overall, despite my criticism, the quality is good. Now let's talk about the contents. First you have an introduction. Everyone loves an advent calendar. The anticipation of opening the little cardboard doors to discover what lies behind in the run-up to Christmas. Well, now role players have an additional reason to love an advent calendar. Or should that be an adventure calendar? In this book, you will find new material for your games of Twas, the role-playing game before Christmas, for every day of December up to and including the 25th. Hidden within are 5 new player characters, new spells and magic items, new creatures, and 9 new scenes. This material can be used however you see fit to enhance your games of Twas, or to provide your players with a fresh challenge. For example, the different scenes can be incorporated into the Krampus Nacht campaign that appears in the Twas core rulebook, or can be used to generate entirely new adventures. And of course, all the new playable characters are entirely compatible with the material published in other supplements. First, let's talk about Tomte, one of the new player characters. Tomte are gnome-like creatures from Scandinavian folklore, particularly associated with the winter solstice and the season of Christmas, known as Nisse in Denmark and Norway, and Tontu in Finland. They are solitary and mischievous domestic spirits who protect farmsteads, as well as their families and animals. According to tradition, the Tomte is the protector of the home, living in the buildings of farmsteads or the pantry, if you live in the countryside. In towns and cities, they hide under the floorboards. The best way to keep a Tomte on side is to make sure that once a year on Christmas Eve, they have a bowl of their favorite food, julegrøt, Christmas porridge, as thanks for their protection throughout the year, topped off with a generous knob of butter. When it comes to the stats, the Tomte is quite sturdy. It's a frontliner character definitely, but you also have magical potential. So you are skilled in the use of sorcery, but also you are pretty good at taking blows. Now let's talk about the new Christmas magic spells. Christmas magic, characterized by the color red, is drawn from the feelings of good cheer and merriment generated during the season of goodwill. It is positive in nature, protective and transformative, but also shares an affinity with flickering candles and crackling Yule logs. There are 6 Christmas magic spells listed in the Twas core rulebook: Sparkles, Candle, Wassail, Safeguard, Goodwill, and Vision. This expansion introduces 3 more: Gingerbread, Carol, and Stocking. Let's take a closer look at these spells. In the case of Gingerbread, this spell can only be cast on an inanimate, inedible object. If the spell succeeds, the object is turned into a piece of food, such as a piece of gingerbread. In the case of Carol, as the caster casts this spell, they start to sing a popular Christmas carol. This has the effect of hypnotizing the target of the spell, causing them to stop whatever it was they were doing and sway along in time to the music. Those hypnotized by the spell can be persuaded to do simple, non-threatening things, such as to leave a room or lay down their weapons. However, while they are in a hypnotized state, they cannot be commanded to attack anyone or to do anything that would cause themselves harm. Then we have Stalking. This spell must be cast on another player character, ideally just when they discover they are lacking some useful piece of equipment. If the spell succeeds, the player character puts their hand into a pocket or a bag or a stocking and pulls out just what they need. The spell won't produce a specific magic item from nowhere, but it will provide them with useful tools. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to take a look at the included scenarios. So when it comes to the included spells of this expansion, 2 of them are more on the utility side of things, with the gingerbread providing food, with the stocking allowing you to pull out whatever you need depending on the situation, a simple tool. For example, if you find a locked door, the spell won't summon a key, but will produce a set of lockpicks. And in the case of Carol, I think that's a great spell for crowd control, to keep an enemy busy while the rest of the group deals with the other threats. In the case of the new player character, Tomd, I think this creature is very sturdy as I mentioned, not definitely for the full-time frontliner role, but he can definitely take a hit or two. He should act as a support frontliner in my opinion. He is mostly very useful because of the Christmas magic. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.